We are here live with Jaguar Wright. It's been unreal already, but Jag, I want to get into this Jay-Z of it all, and I want to get into the Piers Morgan of it all. We got a lot to discuss. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am live here with Jaguar Wright, who is under the weather, but still doing the victory lap as she should. I'm so glad. And look, you've been talking a lot. Watch the whole member replay. There's a lot of stuff that she's been putting out there. And look, you've been through a lot, as you've explained. But I want to get to the Jay-Z of it all, because as this lawsuit's coming in from Spiro, fighting back, demanding that the Jane Doe be named, all this stuff, more and more coming out. Now there's rumors of a criminal complaint might actually be sent as well. I sort of just want to pull back though and talk about just this again, because it's a big deal for you, Jaguar. Not a lot of people were out there sort of calling out Jay-Z. You literally were on Piers Morgan calling Jay-Z out, and Alex Spiro got Piers to cut it from the damn show. And now we're coming around full circle. And I guess I want to ask again, have Pierce's producers come back around asking to sort of right the wrong? Do you think they will? And would you go back on?
If we get to the point where we can agree, I will be doing an in-studio interview with Piers.
In London. You get to go. Cheerio, out to London.
Yeah. Well, I have family business to take care of out there, and I got a lot of stuff to do, so might as well get it all done at one shot.
But he is open, so there is a conversation to sort of right that wrong.
Well, I don't know how open they are yet, because I kind of reminded them about a few legal realities. The second that he issued that apology and did that retraction, it hurt my credibility.
Yeah.
I lost 5 interviews, and I was stalked online for almost a month. I have at least 500 thumbnails of people calling me a liar, saying that I embarrassed myself on Piers Morgan. I'm not credible. Don't hire her. I lost work. I actually lost about $100,000 in projects. Yeah. You know, it's called tortious interference. When you intentionally go out of your way to destroy someone's credibility or annoy the people that they're doing business with so that they cannot earn a gainful employment or living. It's against the law. That's exactly what Alex Spiro did when he called Piers Morgan, knowing that his client was about to be fingered for graping a minor with Diddy.
Well, it's true, but it's important. I want to stress that, because exactly he was trying
to understand
that,
you. Alex, you made a phone call when you knew your client was under investigation for essay of a minor with a monster that just so happens to be his best friend. And from testimony that came from Robert Kelly, also your lover.
Wait, allegedly. Hold on, wait. Who's Alex Spiro's R. Kelly's lover now?
No. Jay-Z and Diddy.
We're with R. Kelly, you're now alleging?
No, R. Kelly said that they all had interactions. That was a part of the club.
Right, but to get back to the Spiro of it, you, again, allegedly, I don't want Alex coming after me. Alex, it is what it is, but Alex, you're saying Alex knew this lawsuit was coming, the Jane Doe, all of it, as he was out there canceling you with Piers, which is pretty awful.
That's called tortious interference. It cost me a hit to my reputation. It cost me money. Who's gonna make me whole for that?
Right.
I said it very clearly that the Carters are bad people. They're nasty people, and they do nasty things. Wouldn't what he's being charged with now fall in line with that? I mean, I could have dropped the whistle right there and said, you know, you're the one in that lawsuit. I could have went hard. I didn't. Y'all knew, just like I knew, that Sean Carter was going to be named. And you tried to pretend. So why don't we get to why you were trying to pretend like you didn't know your client already gotten a demand letter?
Well, that's why I was just doing that, because the show happened at end of September. But yeah, he would have had the demand letter
October.
by that point.
It was October, yeah. And it was also just a few weeks before the election that he and his wife were backing the wrong candidate for. You know, it would have been really nice if Kamala could have won for a lot of people. Unfortunately, it only worked out for Jussie Smollett.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, I guess that's the only person she gets to pardon, her nephew, who tried to set up a private meeting with me right before the election, who wanted to meet me in person and wanted me to use a specific app, and then ghosted me when I didn't use it. They're not clever. They're persistent, but they're not clever. Nobody's seeing what's going on.
No, I see it. I see what's going on. But I guess my question is, why isn't there a criminal complaint? So he makes that argument, and now Tony Busby's coming out and saying, well, don't rule it out. It is coming. What is your perspective on this? Now, granted, the state prosecutor ever would have to actually file those charges, but...
My perspective, I think Tony Busby is smart. And I think the feds are very well aware of what he has. And I wouldn't be surprised if the federal authorities have informed him, because of the dangerous nature and the habits of these very predatory people, to keep everyone's identity secret as long as possible. And you know what? It was working up until Amisha Fuller. Now, all of a sudden, Anna Kane has to come forward. Now, all of a sudden, there's demands. Why are you working so hard for these people to be unveiled? And if this was going to be your course of action, why wasn't it your course of action when I sat with Piers Morgan?
Could have said it all right there, right?
Everybody, oh, look at what he said. Oh, look at what he didn't say anything.
I guess, do you think there will be criminal charges?
Absolutely.
So just to be clear, you do think there will be criminal charges?
Absolutely.
From the prosecutors, like, how you think the feds are already preparing to get Jay-Z?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What, and you think they're holding off to try to get more names, more powerful people? What?
Absolutely.
Why do you think the wait?
This is a fishnet of corruption. The question is, who's the one operating the net? And it ain't Mr. Carter, and it ain't Mr. Combs. Profit deal is a profit deal. You want to know the problem with making a deal with the government? The only person that has to honor it is you. If they decide to change their mind, there's nothing you can do about it. Ask Keefe D. All these years, Keefe D has been lying about the unalivement of Tupac. And up until his proffer deal was compromised, he kept that lie. And now look at him, stuck in jail, getting poked up and beat up. And his family's greenlit, and all of their lives are in jeopardy. This is real.
Look, it is scary stuff. Busby has said, though, he is now, considering it. I guess it's not really up to him, though. It's up to prosecutors, and you do think the prosecutors are going to go there. I guess the next question is, what about Beyonce? So, like, and
I hate just that dress.
What do you think of this Mufasa premiere photo op that they've dragged their daughter to? This is kind of despicable to me. They're using her as a shield, trying to get good press. What are your thoughts?
Well, that's what they do. I find it funny that in his statement that he made, he started talking about how he was a family man, but nobody's talking about the fact that he is currently suing his first biological son. to quiet him and put a gag order on him. Why would he be doing that? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Ramir's mother was a minor when she conceived Ramir with Mr. Carter, who was a grown adult. What kind of family man is that? You don't want anyone to know, you or your wife, don't want anyone to know who your actual biological children are, because most of them were created with minors while you were an adult.
I got to say, allegedly there.
You can say allegedly. He's been in court with this young man for the past decade, fighting taking a DNA test. If he's not your kid, take the DNA test. For crying out loud, Janice Dickinson was running around telling anybody who would listen that Sylvester Stallone was the father of her child. He said she was a liar. He said she was a liar. She said he was lying. And then guess what? He finally took the DNA test. Guess what? It wasn't his kid. Guess what her excuse was? Oh, I was high. Simple. If the young man is not your son, why have you spent so much money trying not to take a DNA test? Take the DNA test if he ain't your kid. You such a proud family, man. But you want to sit there and take this one child and use her as a publicity shield while you fight back the truth about your firstborn biological son? Because you don't want nobody to know that his mama was barely 15 when you made her a mother and you were a grown man.
We're going to look into that. I can't.
Allegedly.
That's the first I'm hearing of it, allegedly, but I will look into that because I've
You don't know nothing about Ramir?
Yeah.
Him and Blue Ivy got the same mouth.
Oh, there's no doubt that's his kid. Definitely got his looks.
She don't look nothing like her mother. She don't look nothing like her grandma.
She don't. Hard to tell. He definitely looks more like GZ. But I want to get to Beyonce.
You want to know what's interesting though? You want to know what I do see when I see that little girl?
What?
She reminds me of one of his ex rendezvous. She's the older she gets, the more she's looking. I don't know. She just looks like Kathy to me.
Beyonce didn't give this biological? This was a foster?
No. There was a surrogate. Beyonce still lies about it to this day. When she was allegedly 6 months, 7 months pregnant with this child.
This is like Meghan Markle's kids.
She folded.
There's a theory that Meghan Markle's kids are fake too, but you say them like Meghan Markle. Do you believe that one?
Well, I'm not going to say I like Meghan Markle. I'll say I like Meghan Markle for Harry.
Okay, good. That's better.
I like her.
We're going to turn you on her eventually, but go back to all right, but I didn't hear about this pregnancy rumor either. There's a theory that she was a surrogate.
There is footage of Beyonce pretending to be pregnant with Blue Ivy, and she had on a dress and it had a little baby bump, and when she sat down, her stomach folded over in half. That's when she was pregnant with Rumi and Sir. That is not when she was pregnant with Blue Ivy.
Oh, so these are real. The twins you think definitely were biological?
Yes.
Births. Okay. You're talking with Blue Ivy. Okay.
I'm talking about Blue Ivy and Blue Ivy specifically. Allegedly, Kathy White was pregnant at the same time Beyonce was.
Well, but why? So, all right. So I'm humoring again. These are opinions, theories. This is not factual. These are Jaguar's opinions. But hearing you out and accepting that for a moment, why is she still there? Why would she put herself through all this? Why is she not speaking up?
Who, Beyonce?
Yeah.
Because she's in on it.
Do you think she's going to attempt, if she is in on it, which I'm not saying she is, I'm not confirming that, but if she was in on it, do you think she's going to attempt to try to get out of it?
Oh, absolutely. She's been looking for a way for the past year.
So
unfortunately, they just lost all that money.
Is she as evil and complicit, or is she just sort of stuck in the road that she was in?
I'm going to tell you this right now. She's probably one of the most apathetic people I've ever met. She is apathetic and she is absent. She don't care. Long as she make it, she don't care. She don't care what happened to anybody. She ain't even shed a tear for Pimp C. And she was so fond of him. But Daddy wanted her with the Jigger Man. There's a lot of lies. She was not pregnant with that girl. Everyone knows it. And when Blue Ivy was born at that hospital in New York, they shut it down for almost 48 hours. There were parents who had children when Blue Ivy was born that weren't even allowed to see their kids because they had the hospital locked down so tight. Nobody saw the surrogate come in. Nobody saw her roll out, and nobody has seen her since.
Look, again, theories, opinions of Jaguar Wright. I don't want to get sued by
but
Beyonce.
You can go and you can run it down and you can check it. You should also probably talk to Liz Crokin. Liz Crokin is the woman who was about to do an interview where Kathy White was going to expose her relationship with Jay-Z. And I believe she was going to announce to the world that she was actually pregnant. That would have been catastrophic for the brand that they were building. I just find it funny that she died the same weekend that Beyonce made the announcement that she was pregnant with a baby that she wasn't carrying with a fake baby bump on. These people are sick. And they will do anything. Allegedly,
so
they're
you understand
sick.
Why I'm saying that. Don't get mad at me, Chad.
I understand why you're saying it. They get so mad at me.
Stop interrupting her. My lawyer tells me to interrupt her.
Well, listen to me and listen to your lawyer.
Of course. This is no offense, Jag. I will always.
This is the problem. Why is it that when I say these things, they chase everybody down but will not address me? And more importantly, he didn't even mention Diddy at all. He's still not mentioning Diddy. He's being accused of committing a crime with Diddy, and he's still not mentioning Diddy.
Well, I want to get to Beyonce, finishing up on Beyonce. These are Jaguar Wright's theories. Do you believe she could be Celebrity B? Who in your mind do you think could be this Celebrity B that everyone's thinking about?
In my opinion, it's one of three people. I'm hoping it's Mary J. Blige, because at least I can prove she's a predator. Her relationship with Danny Boy was absolutely disgusting. She was a mid-20-something-year-old woman flying a 15, 16-year-old boy back and forth from Los Angeles for the purposes of fornication. Why ain't nobody talking to her? And why is she going on tour with who they're now calling Diddy Jr., Neo? Why is nobody questioning her about that? I mean, isn't that what Diddy is on trial for? I mean, isn't that the story with Anna? They brought Anna underage, and then they flew her, and they did what they done, and then they flew her back. That's what they was doing with Danny Boy. And allegedly, there is footage of a threesome with Danny Boy, Mary J. Blige, and Diddy. Honestly, I think it's Mary. Especially again, after that video that they had about her.
Mary J. Blige has been very connected to Diddy, let's not lie, but there's been no other, confirmed. That's Jaguar Wright's opinion. We're not alleging it is Mary J., but it could also be J-Lo, could it not?
It could be, but I don't think it was her. I don't think it was her. I think it was Mary. Mary, Jay-Z, and Diddy were like this. They used Mary J. Blige to go out into the streets with her celebrity to encourage all of those hot rappers to come and sign to Bad Boy under terrible contracts where they were all robbed. She'd been a honey trap for years. She'd been working for Diddy and lining people up for Diddy since back when he was throwing parties at Howard University. All the way back to when Father MC, who she used to sing backgrounds for, his wife was unalived at one of Diddy's parties. She was stampeded to death. Mary know everything. And I know Mary. But if anybody doesn't want to believe me, why don't you just look up some of the interviews on YouTube of Danny Boy, where he sat down, I believe it was Art of Dialogue, and talked about his very illicit and sexual and very well-traveled relationship with Mary J. Blige when she was in her mid-20s and he was 15 years old, signed to death row. This was also during the time where she also admitted that she was heavily on drugs. And she was drunk all the time.
Well, it reminds me of Russell Brand, who's trying to claim that he did nothing when exactly during that period. How could you remember, dude? I know people you did stuff with. But again, allegedly, to cover my ass, I don't know if that's true. It'll be interesting. But so we're just speculating on who the name could be. You think it's Mary J., but it's how likely is it that it's Beyonce? You think unlikely?
I say 50-50.
So Beyonce over J-Lo. You think J-Lo is the least likely of the three?
I think so.
Interesting.
In my opinion.
So, because there's also Tina Knowles is out there saying, "Oh, my account got hacked. That's why I like this account." This news story of Jay-Z's, which to me is absolutely absurd.
Maybe she forgot how to use the internet. I don't know.
But do you think there is a version of this where Beyonce's mom's trying to get ahead of it and trying to, try to find a way out?
She would need to. How is she going to survive if they go broke?
I mean, Beyonce's got her own money too. Don't you think she could sustain the money without Jay-Z around?
What money? Everything is controlled by him. She's a shell corporation. Her, Rihanna, they're all shell corporations. And we're not even going to get into the alleged money laundering. You got to ask yourself, when these people keep putting businesses out and they keep failing, and they're supposed to be so popular and so great at business, but their businesses keep failing. House of Deleon, the Ivy Park, this new this new joint, this $50 joint that don't even light up. Like these people are idiots, and everyone thinks they're all so smart. I don't understand.
Guys, we had an amazing show. I don't know how I trim this, but I do try to trim these things. You're going to want to watch the full show because just for the DJ Khaled rant alone, you're not going to miss that part of this stream. So go hit the join over on our Patreon. Become a Patreon member. That's where the replays actually happen. You'll be supporting us. It's a way that all the money goes towards productions and things we do here. And that way YouTube doesn't take 30%, which they do, guys. So support your creators directly when you can. But before we wrap, here's my last question because a lot of people have asked this. You've said Jay-Z's worse than Diddy. You've said it. Can you sort of, I want to end on that. Do you still believe that? And what would you like to end here and have people be prepared for, allegedly, with Jay-Z?
Okay. What I'll say about Mr. Carter is this. The reason why I say he's worse than Diddy, for me, is because I'm very hard to fool. I'm really smart. I'm wicked smart. I've said in the past that I would never take a picture with the devil. And then people come back and say to me, but you took a picture with Jay-Z. You're right, because he tricked me. I didn't think he was like Diddy. I didn't think he was anything like it until I found out that he was. And then when I started going back and talking to other past associations of his, I found out we all had the same thing in common. We all got fooled by a very clever charlatan. And smart people don't like being fooled. If he can fool me, he can fool anybody. That's scary. At least to me.
Greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Exactly. And when you think of his connection and his belief in the occult and all of the time that he spent with Marina Abramovich and his following of Aleister Crowley, you got to ask yourself, do you really want to back up somebody who believes in that. Do as thou will, which pretty much means do whatever you want. Who cares? Just do whatever you want. I want y'all to think about that. Go back and look at those pictures of him in that sweatshirt, with the sweatshirt that says, do as thou will. That is a quote from Aleister Crowley, who is a Satanist. And most of Hollywood is ran by his practices. Cat Williams told you guys at the beginning of the year, and I'm here to remind you at the end, there's only two sides. God's and them. And they not like us.
Jaguar Wright Effect is on YouTube. Make sure you support her over there, along with her hubby, Set in the West. Subscribe to both channels and make sure you support my friend. It's Kim, who is here as well. What a show it's been. Jaguar, what an honor to have you. Now, look, I can't confirm everything you've said. I said allegedly a lot. Don't come after me. Come after her, Alex Spiro, or anybody else. If you got a beef, I didn't say it. She said it. And these are her opinions, her theories. We're not confirming any of it. We are just listening, which I think is important that we do. So you can all make up your own decision, your own minds. That's the beauty of this channel. What we try to do, invite anybody on.
Idea.
So Jaguar, I always appreciate you. We got your back. Thank you for coming here. And I hope Pierce figures out how to get you back on and rights that wrong, because he's looking pretty silly right now, I think. Regardless of whether Jay-Z did things or not, now with a pending lawsuit, etc., there was enough for you to be saying what you were saying, in my opinion, that shouldn't have warranted your interview being censored. So be very interested to see how that plays out. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure you subscribe to her channel, Kim's channel, Set in the West, etc. All the channels we sent you. Hit that bell for all our alerts. Smash that thumbs up. Appreciate all you guys for watching. You guys are all incredible. I don't know where I'm redirecting you. I'm going to try to set it up as I'm going, but I got to go because I'm late to another appointment with Beard Lawyer. He's here in Tampa, and I'm missing him. And we're going to go see Craven the Hunter, so I got to go do that quickly. But guys, we'll have Jaguar back, I hope, anytime you want. We'll be back with more, so make sure you hit that subscribe. Check out this morning's video. A lot more is coming your way. Thanks again, everybody, for watching.